The state of Connecticut should not be in the business of competing with its small and large businesses. And this plan does exactly that. And this is just another program that the Comptroller's Office will get to manage on top of the Connecticut Partnership Plan, which is yet another business that the state of Connecticut has created that competes with our employers here in the state of Connecticut. And that's just not right. It impacts businesses like mine and lots of other businesses here in the state. Do banks in Connecticut sell retirement accounts?
I believe you can go into a bank and purchase a retirement account.
With nearly 600,000 potential customers, how would we be impacting Connecticut banks by opening up this program?
We will be getting these potential customers into the marketplace that they are not participating in now, so that while the banks are not reaching them now and are not able to convince them to save, what they will be able to do is say, you are already saving and I can give you a better deal. We are going to be creating customers for the financial services industry. If they could get these people buying policies, they would. This will get them participating in the system. Banks will be able to compete. Banks are already competing in not getting customers and doing very well at not getting customers.
I guess if the banks aren't able to do it, and with an opt-out provision in this plan, I'm not sure this plan will be any more successful than the banks or financial planning firms or insurance firms are in selling retirement programs to these 600,000 individuals who are already not participating. What assurances do we have that investment firms who would be participating in this program would be Connecticut-based businesses?
The answer is none. That's not a requirement. Whoever gives the best deal can get this contract and give our citizens the best deal. I assume it'll be Connecticut companies because the best darn companies in the business are here. I don't know who thinks differently. Through you, Madam Speaker.
Representative Scott.
Well, that's disappointing. We really ought to have a program that focuses on buying from Connecticut-based businesses. Just so I'm clear, because I'm not an expert on Roth IRAs, and I guess I'll use my cruise example. So if an employee wanted to take a couple $1,000s out of the account to go take a cruise, would that employee be able to do that through you?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Once upon a time, I would have said that the answer was if they're 59 and a half, but I'm told that under the present rules for Roth IRAs, yes, they could take their money out. It's their money. They've already paid taxes on it. Their money that they deposited. That's not the same as earnings. Earnings coming out early would be subject to a penalty. But the money people are putting in is post-tax money. It's their money. They can take it out any time. They've already paid taxes on it. And it remains their money.
So what I'm hearing is we're creating a state-run Christmas Club account. If there's no penalties to stop people from taking the money out. What is the penalty if an employer chooses not to comply?
I'm looking, and my experts say beheading is not the correct answer. Although, why? No. I'm not familiar with what the penalty is for not participating. I don't believe I'm not aware if we spelled out a penalty, but let's see. Yeah, yep. And actually, no, I'm not going to find a penalty here. Sorry. The Attorney General can say you have to do it and do whatever the Attorney General can do short of penalties. If somebody believes that without punishing people, nobody will do the right thing, then this is going to be a very disappointing bill for them. But if somebody thinks that we can, in fact, help employers do the right things without punishing them when they do their best but don't make it, then join up.
I would argue that this just making employers participate in this bill is punishment enough. I just want to clarify, I know there's been a lot of numbers thrown around. An employee is eligible after 120 days, is that correct?
An employee is eligible from day one, but they have to be at least a 120-day employee. So if somebody's hired at the ice cream shop for only 3 months of the summer, but not 4+, the employer doesn't have to offer this program to them. If somebody is hired to be working full-time or to be working more than 120 days a year, full-time or not, then the contributions are expected. It's not like you work 120 days and now the clock's ticking for everybody. It's about the ongoing schedule.
I guess I'm just thinking about where I live, and it's a tourist area, and there's several restaurants, some of probably our favorite lobster roll restaurants are actually just have opened, and they operate on a 5.5 to 6 month schedule with about 100 employees that are operating on a full-time basis. So would a business like that be forced to sign up for a program like this and somehow have to manage the 401k or I'm sorry, Roth IRA program through the controller's office?
If somebody's scheduled to be working over 120 days a year, then yes, they are expected to participate. That would take 24 weeks for a full-time employee working at a normal 5-day-a-week full-time shift. If somebody's hired seasonally for a period of less than 24 weeks, if they're working 5 days a week, then no, they don't have to participate until they go past those 24 weeks of working 5 days a week full-time.
Right. I think what's not being contemplated is these seasonal businesses in our tourist districts do operate for about 6 months a year, do have roughly 100 employees depending on the size of the restaurant, and they are working full-time and would probably qualify and then be in a layoff position, and I think a complicated situation thereafter. I don't have any more questions for the proponent of the bill, but I just have to emphasize that, as I said before, the state of Connecticut should not ever be in the business of competing with business in the state of Connecticut. And this is exactly that. You're giving the controller's office its second business to compete with the insurance industry, the banking industry, our financial planners, and that is the wrong thing to do, and I urge that this bill fail. Thank you.